When I tell you that this video did not at all go to plan, I am not exaggerating. I had this whole idea. So I started filming this in Thailand and I had this whole idea. It was my last day. I was going to put something together and the events of the day didn't happen how I expected them to. And so here we are. But I did shoot loads of photos. So this video is still about film tones and photos. I've got loads of photos. I filmed in different film tones like I'm doing now. This one is TR at 50%. And because I had all the photos and I had half of the footage that I wanted, I thought, I'm not wasting it. I'm not leaving it on my hard drive doing nothing. I'm still going to put something together. So I have pieced bits together and this is what you're about to watch. It's my last day in Thailand and I'm just trying to get my stuff together because I've got half an hour before. This is clipping again. All right, I just turned my gain down because it looked like it was clipping, it was getting into the orange. This is really hot, like in terms of the levels, the Mic 3. So anyway, it's my last day and I'm not leaving till 8:45 in the evening, so I've got all day. But what I thought I'd do on my last day, because we're going to go out and about for a little bit, I wanted to try out the film tones on the Action 6 because there are several of them and you've got the different strengths. You can set the intensity, so like 30%, 50%, 70% and 100%. So I am just going to film an entire video just so that I can see what the film tone looks like in different environments as I'm moving through and like as I'm vlogging, because I might switch between them as well just so that I can see which one I prefer, because this is a good way for me to find out whether I would actually use them moving forward and which one, if I was going to use any, which one would be my preferred one for different things. So we're just going to test it out. I'm going to bring you along for the journey. I have no idea how long this video is going to be or what is going to happen in this video because I am just testing this out and I'll take you along for the ride. One of the things that I did forget to say was that this clip is the NV film tone and I have it in 30%. So every time I switch to a different film tone, I'll let you know what it is and what strength it is so that I can also know, so that I remember. It'd be very helpful. Okay, so when I went back into the room when I was packing up all my stuff, for some reason the second mic connected to the camera and I had no idea that this had happened. I thought that the audio was coming from the mic that I was wearing. So you cannot hear anything that I'm saying whilst I'm packing up my stuff and whilst I was in the room, which is very annoying, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. One of the things that I was thinking is I generally don't tend to use any of these cameras for shooting photos, but I know that a lot of you do because you just use it as your everything camera. And so I just went around now getting some photos just to see how they would come out. And do you know what would have been cool is if you could have had the film tones when you shoot with photo as well. So you can only use the film tones when you shoot in the video mode and more specifically when you're not using the custom 4K mode. But it would have been really nice if you could have applied the film tones to your photos, because again it's just one of those, it's almost like using a Fujifilm, and I like my X100 6. That's what I've got, yeah, the X100 6, because obviously you can have recipes and you bake them into the footage and into the photos and then you don't have to do anything in the edit and you can just share those photos as they are. And I feel like having the film tones for the photos would have been awesome. So maybe that's something that can be applied in an update, I don't know. I'm going to ask DJI anyway. And it's also worth saying at this point that things got very hectic. I started to run out of time, so I kind of stopped filming. So I only got what I got towards the beginning of the day, and when I also went to the restaurant with my brother, there was music playing, so I couldn't actually talk. So I got what I got whilst I was there. I got to experiment with one film tone, and I'm just going to keep doing it more. One thing that I have noticed with the film tones is that I feel like the quality of the footage is a little bit lower than if you were to just use the normal colour profile. So it's kind of like a little bit on the noisy side, but I'm going to experiment with this a little bit more because it might have just been the fact that I also did have an ND filter on whilst I was doing this because it was so bright, and then when I was going between light and dark places I didn't take the ND filter off. So this is why I don't use ND filters on action cameras unless I'm just going to be in one place, because it's just faffing around, and so that is something to be mindful of. But I'm gonna do more footage with the different film tones, and especially now that I'm back in the UK, I can play around and just see how I actually feel about them. But at the beginning of the video, I did quite like the way it looked. So because I actually want to see more film tones in different scenarios, I am going to head out to London in a few days, and I'm going to do what I was going to do in Thailand but in London. So just going to film an entire vlog in London. I have a specific event that I'm going to, and I think it'll be perfect. So I'll get film tones, different footage with different film tones, different photos, and I don't know, maybe that'll be a few weeks later with the Osmo Action 6 video as well, and tie it into something like that. So if you have questions about the Action 6 that you would want me to cover in that video, maybe I'll do it as like a Q&A video. That'll give it some substance and some meaning to the video, rather than it just be me, hey, I'm in London doing this thing kind of thing, you know? Anyway, I hope, as disjointed as this video was, it was still helpful for you to see, because the photos from Thailand, they look pretty good, I'm not going to lie. The photos from the Action 6, obviously it's not going to compare to an actual photo camera or a camera that shoots good photo, but if you are on your travels and you can use your phone, of course, but if you're in the moment and it's like, oh, that's a cool photo, and you want to use the Action 6, you know that the photos are going to come out pretty decently. So anyway, hope it helped, and I'll see you on the next video. And last word, so you know how I said I had all this footage and I wasn't going to waste it and I was going to do something with it? If you are in the same position and you shoot footage and you think, oh, the video's not complete, so I'm not going to actually edit it, I'm not going to put it together, sod that. Think about what you can talk about. Use a voiceover like I did. I put voiceovers in between, and if you've got long bits of B-roll, you can just use those bits of B-roll for people to just look at whilst you're doing your voiceover. So don't let the footage get wasted. Just do something anyway. Make something. You shot the footage, you might as well spend a little bit of time editing it together and putting a video together, because you never know, it might still help somebody. So don't let your footage go to waste. Use it. Catch you next time.